Alright guys, really quick, I want to give you guys an intro to the game as well as the faction war, but here is the intro movie. It is so epic. Check it out.
There were no signs. It came without warning. Doom came to us all. The desperate few struggled to survive. Perhaps we had a chance for peace. But desperation and trust are seldom allies. So began a millennium of conflict. A thousand years of war. The greatest warriors the world has ever known. The reason they fight, lost to the ages. And yet, here they still stand, searching for a sign of peace. I will show them. I am Apollyon. I bring war.
Wow. So that is why they fight, for honor. Wow. That has got to be one of the coolest intro videos I have seen in a long time. I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty epic. Definitely gets my blood pumping. It does a great job of introducing the three different factions, the samurai, the Vikings, and the knights. Really, really cool. But I also want to dive into a quick introduction to the faction war, which is the overarching theme of this game. Like I just said, the three factions are the Vikings and the knights and the samurai, and they all compete in a faction war, and that is why we fight. Not necessarily for honor, but for faction war. So you come in here, you come into multiplayer, and anytime you're picking a game mode, you'll be thrown into this map here, which is a physical representation of the constant struggle between the three factions. The green represents the samurai, the yellow representing the knights, and the red represents the Vikings. I chose Vikings personally. As you can see in the top left next to multiplayer, I have the Viking symbol there. Okay, so when you choose a faction, I want to make it abundantly clear that it doesn't matter who you fight for. Your points will always go towards your faction. You can play as a samurai, you can play as a knight, but your points will go to Viking if that's who you chose. It also doesn't matter where you fight. You, in the beginning, get to, well, at the start of each day, they're separated into days, weeks, and seasons in game time. But you choose a spot where you want your points to go to. So if you pick if you pick 4v4 like that, and you go into that, you're not necessarily fighting along that line. And same for 1v1. You can see all these little red cross swords there. Those are individual battlefields, and you can pick one of those, and that's where your faction points will go for your team. So if I, as a Viking, since that's my front, I can pick one of those and push the samurai front in that direction. If I'm fighting the knights, I can pick one of the fronts on their side. And I hope that makes sense. It doesn't matter who you fight for. It doesn't matter where you fight. You pick all that predetermined, and then you play the game as you normally would, and your points go to it naturally. If it doesn't make sense for any reason, you can hop on out of the map, and there's some really helpful videos in this how to play section. You can go right down to the bottom, and there's a video teaching you how to do the faction war. Like my videos, subscribe. A lot more For Honor coming through the weekend. Lamer Gamer signing off.